Hi everyone, it's Nick with Build Up Advisory Group, and it's Fastball Fridays, a web series where we will quickly build what you know about infrastructure design in the nonprofit sector. Today's Fastball topic is how to build an effective governance structure. When people ask me about what I think is the most critical part of an organization, I usually say governance. Show me an organization that's struggling, and I will show you a struggling board. Governance will often make or break an organization. So, building a governance structure that can support your organization's vision and goals to serve marginalized communities is crucial. I've built governance structures in nonprofits and philanthropies all over the world, and I've found that there are two elements that make a significant difference in a governance structure working well and being considered a strength for an organization. Here are those two key elements. First, you need to design the overall structure or framework of your governance itself. In other words, you have to determine the various governance bodies that will exist within your structure. You can have it just be a single board with fiduciary responsibilities over the organization, or you can think of a structure that contemplates other bodies as part of your governance. So you need to think about whether you'll also have committees that do work on behalf of and with that board. You also need to determine if those committees will have the ability to make certain decisions that can bind the organization. Will some committees serve as pure advisors without fiduciary responsibilities that can be relied on for specific requests or projects? Similarly, you should think about the number of committees you need, given your programmatic mission and strategy. And this is why your bylaws and board resolutions making decisions about design and structure are so important. And you need to be reviewing these documents at least annually. They're not static documents that you do once and never look at again. You're missing out on opportunities to get better as an organization and as a resource for the communities that you work with by doing that. Designing the structure itself is a step that many organizations miss or don't consider. And instead, they start populating a board without appreciation of what an overall governance design should be or the placement of the board in that design. It's a key oversight that will ultimately impact the strength and role of your governance in your organization. Second, who you populate your governance structure with is equally as important. You can have an amazing structure, understand the role of your board and its committees, and if you populate that structure with the wrong people, it will be ineffective. So, who are the right and wrong people for the board? It depends on the organization. What stage of development is the organization in? What is the organization's mission, its programmatic strategy? How does it generate its revenue? All of these questions help determine the right composition for the board and any committees. The one thing that makes a good board member is that the person is engaged. You also need a strong, experienced board chair who can hold the executive team and the board accountable for their responsibilities. And your board should be diverse, as I've explained in other Fast Bill Fridays. In my opinion, and I've also said this before, all other things being equal, having a homogeneous board will rarely yield better results than a diverse board because of the strength of diverse perspectives coming together to solve tough problems. You should aim to have some healthy tension within the board and its decision making. These considerations produce a board composition that will help scale your impact. And these two elements don't just apply to startups. They also apply to organizations that already have boards and are looking at ways to do their work better or improve the way they show up for and provide resources to the vulnerable and marginalized communities they serve. So consider your governance design and board composition when you want to uplevel your strategy and performance. And that's our Fast Build. I want to hear how you are thinking about your governance structure. I would love to hear from you and about your experience in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful weekend and keep building bravely.